Day 7 and day 8 of this transformation journey on the cutting phase. It's been 2 crazy days. Let me start with the end of day 6, where I did the dry needling session. It was planned for day 5, but it got postponed to day 6. Now, I'll give you my experience of what happened, right? So, we started with like some cupping, and then the dry needling session started. And the doctor, the physiotherapist who came in, she was extremely good because she found the trigger points. She found where the muscle knots were, and there were so many, right? Because I haven't gone for a deep tissue massage for a long time, and I know my posture isn't right. And every time I put on weight, my posture keeps um, going bad, right? So I understand this, and because of the posture not being right and being overweight, I keep getting these muscle knots. Um, Now she knew where the muscle knots were. She figured it out, and then she pricks a pin, and then she goes 360 around that to release the the muscle, the knot in the muscle, right? You can Google about it. You can try to understand how this dry needling works and why it is good. It was my second time doing this, and I highly recommend it, right? And once the session was done, it was almost like I had a deep tissue massage. I couldn't move, and I could feel the soreness in the muscles. And we covered back, shoulders, triceps, biceps, and the forearms. We didn't do legs because I don't think I have a lot of muscle knots over there. For me, it's more about the upper body. So we just focused on that area, and it was an hour-long session. So the time was limited, but still in that time we covered a lot of area. Right, I highly recommend it. So if you want, go to a good physiotherapist. It makes a difference. The first time when I did it, it wasn't as effective, but the second one, the physiotherapist knew what she was doing, and it's worth spending a little bit of money to get this done. Now, because of the muscle soreness, I decided not to go for my cardio session on day 7. That is the low intensity, steady state cardio, where I just put a little bit of incline, not very high, and then I just walk at around 3.3 kilometers per hour. It's just to get my body moving, the metabolism moving, and just being a little bit active, burning around 130, 140 calories, not a lot. And but I decided not to do that. I kept my food the same, 1400 calories, because uh, workout days and non-workout days, the rest days, the food I keep pretty much the same. Now you can put in your variations. The day you're not working out, you can reduce your carbs and your fat because you won't be as tired. This is one belief system. The other one is that because it's a rest day, you need to still give in sufficient food for the muscles to heal and to recover better. It depends on you what works best for you. For me, I keep the food even on the non-workout days the same. Now this was day 7. As I had mentioned in day 6, that I wasn't feeling tired, and my belief system is that I start burning fat when I start feeling tired, because my glycogen reserves has gone down, and this is where the fat burning happens. Now, this is my belief system, scientifically proven or not, I don't know. I'm not a medical expert, right? So I know what works for me. I know how I feel, and then after that, uh, the tiredness, I start losing fat, and I can see myself shrinking, right? And I know that I don't lose a lot of muscle in that because I keep doing the weight training. And once I start carb loading again, I can see the muscle fullness. And on the day 0, I had taken you through the machine where you can check, you can do the body analysis. I usually check in that as well. So I don't lose a lot of muscle, I lose a lot of fat. So this is how I feel, and this is why I'm sticking to 1400 calories. I still don't feel tired. So what I decided to do is take it up a notch, right? And I contacted my old kickboxing trainer, and we decided to start doing kickboxing thrice a week instead of doing the HIT training. For me, kickboxing works better. I know that, and for a couple of reasons, right? Because when I do HIT, I'm the one monitoring my workout. I know how the workout is going to go. There is no element of surprise. That is one. Two is sometimes you get into this comfort zone where you do the same exercises, same reps, and you need to keep pushing that, right? I do push myself. So instead of doing taking 1 hour to finish the same exercise, I try to do it in 45 minutes, and then I'll try to bring it to 40 minutes, and I'll push myself, right? So this is a progress as well. But when it comes to kickboxing, the trainer that I have, he was a kickboxer, and he'll wear his pads and everything. And once we start kickboxing, it's not just about punching and just just touching the pads. Because this guy was a kickboxer, he has the strength, right? And when he tells me to punch, he tells me to punch with all my strength, and that makes a difference. So if it's a kick, he'll say, no, the kick wasn't hard enough, like I want you to kick harder. And he's very good at it. So he's not one of those trainers who will just hold the pad and is like, okay, 1 2 3 4. No, no, hit hard. And then he teaches me like different techniques, and which requires a lot of flexibility, a lot of coordination. There are round kicks, and because I haven't done this in a while, so when I do a round kick, I'm spinning, my head starts spinning because I haven't done it in a long time, right? And once you do it for 2 3 weeks, you get better at it. And so there's a lot of coordination, there's a lot of strength in every punch and every kick. And because the rounds go on for 2 3 minutes, so it's high intensity as well. So after 3 minutes, I'm out of breath and I'm sweating. And this is my indication, because when I compare it to my HIT, I sweat as well, but in this I'm sweating more, and I actually need to rest after a 2 3 minute 4 minute round. I don't calculate it. It's just like an understanding between me and him that I'm exhausted, and after 10 15 minutes of doing different drills, uh, if I'm extremely tired and my kicks don't have that strength or the power, he tells me take a break, right? It's all up to him. I just follow his lead. So now we've decided to do it thrice a week. I'm going to take my weight training to twice a week, so it's still going to be 5 days. I'm not going to overdo it. So it's going to be 3 days kickboxing, which is on alternate days, and then between those alternate days, I will do two weight training sessions. So I'll try to keep it upper body and lower body, just to make sure I don't lose the muscle uh, uh, while I'm in this transformation journey, right? Um, and eventually, once I reach closer to my goal, I'm going to reduce kickboxing, and I'm going to start increasing weight training more. But at this time, I want to push my limits to finish this glycogen reserve, because I still don't feel tired. And so that's the plan. I'm still going to stick to 1400 calories. I know that's the maximum. Some days I'm extremely busy, so I might end up eating a little less, but I will not cross 1400. What is more important for me is that 1400 is the upper limit. I don't cross that. And two is that I keep my protein the same, and I make sure I eat that. So if I am busy and if I've skipped a meal, or a meal got delayed, I'll make sure to complete the day with the protein that I've decided, which is somewhere between 130 150 grams, right? I'll make sure I do that. If I don't have time to eat my carbs or my fat, it's fine. And if I had the option, I would stick to fat more than carbs. Like protein is the priority, to make sure I'm consuming the protein that I decided, and then the fat, and then the carbs, right? And this is how I do it. So I've decided to do this. Yes, the other thing that I came to know, which is a very big shock to me, is that I realized I am allergic to chicken. So for the last, I don't know how many years, I've stuck to one source of protein. Actually, three sources. There was protein shakes before. This is rank three on the list. That was the last thing I would have. The second important thing for me was eggs. And the first important thing, which I relied heavily on, was chicken, mostly chicken breast. But I've done this for close to 8, 9 years, right? So 8, 9 years, day after day, eating chicken, I realized that I'm allergic to it. How did I realize it? Around a year and a half ago, I got this burst of acne, and I don't know why it was happening. So I had met a doctor, and she told me to reduce the protein, right? Because I was consuming around 300, 400 grams of protein that time. So it was extremely high, and I thought that was the reason for it, right? So I reduced it to, I think, 170, 200. I don't remember exactly, but it was way, way low. And and I got some medications, and the acne gradually uh, stopped popping up, and the skin got better. But the damage was done. I got a lot of these acne scars on my body, especially on my lower back. It's just like scar after scar. I'm hoping that it's gonna heal eventually. And see, it's much easier for the body to heal when you're 15 or 20, right? But after 40, it after 30, 40, like as you grow older, it becomes more difficult for the body to heal from anything. um, Now that was in the past. At that time, I gave up a lot of protein sources, which was, I stopped the protein shake, I stopped the eggs, and I stuck to chicken. I wouldn't get as many acnes. I would get like three or four or five, and I would consistently keep getting those three, four, five. It never crossed it because uh, gradually I reduced my protein to 130, 140, not more than that, right? And it was sufficient for me. I don't know how much is sufficient for you. You need to figure it out. I try to stick to 1.3 grams of per kg I weigh, right? So if I'm 1995, 130, 140 is more than enough. That is close to 1.5 grams of protein per kg. And I'm absolutely okay with that. Now, when I had gone on vacation, so I was doing the bulking phase till end of June, and 1st of July, I was going to start my cutting phase. When I finished my bulking, I was close to 21% body fat, which is more than enough. And it was the time where I should have started cutting. Now, at the last minute, I think around on the 29th or 30th of, I think around 28th or 29th of June, I decided to take a small break from working out, and I decided to visit a different country, right, for 12 days. Now, in those 12 days, I didn't have any non-veg, right? There's no non-veg food, so it was pure vegetarian. I didn't care about the protein. uh, Within 5 or 6 days, I started feeling really hungry because I'm so used to protein. So I started getting some cottage cheese into my diet, but it was still a vegetarian diet. And what I realized, even those three, four acnes went away. I was like, okay, so it made me think, okay, maybe because the protein isn't enough, there's no heat in the body, the digestive system is healing, maybe, and this is why it is happening. And once I came back and I started working out the cutting journey, right, and I started eating chicken again. And although it wasn't high, it was like 130, 140, 150 grams, right? Within 3 days, I started getting the acne again, like suddenly all of a sudden, three or four popped up. And I was like, okay, why is this happening? Because earlier I thought it was the amount of protein that I'm consuming a day was causing this, right? And because I've limited myself to very less ingredients, so I'm just getting chicken, I'm getting my rice, I'm getting my cheese, and I'm getting a little bit of veggies, right? Because there are very limited ingredient food that I'm eating, I was consuming rice, I was consuming cheese in Sri Lanka. The only thing that was different was the chicken. So now I understood it was the chicken. I was like, okay, let me give it a try. I stopped the chicken on the fourth day and I went to fish. So I started ordering shrimps and prawns. I don't eat beef. Uh, so that was the closest thing that I could do. Now, in those 2 days, when I did not eat chicken and I was eating the shrimps and the prawns for my protein source, same 120, 140 grams. I try to stick to 120, 140. Like, sometimes it's close to 140. Depends how, but I don't go below 120. I don't go above 150. So I try to keep it between that. Um, I realized after those 2 days of seafood, the acne were not there. And that is what confirmed that my body has now become allergic to chicken. So I can't consume chicken anymore. Now that's a big shock, right? Because you could get the chicken anything, and then this has been a habit for many years. If chicken isn't there, what else am I going to go on? I don't eat beef. Lamb isn't. It's good source of protein, but then the fat percentage is very high, so I need to start thinking what I need to eat. um, I don't prefer fish because just for the fact when you cook it, it smells a lot, and the whole house is smelling of fish. I don't like that, and it's definitely not one of the things that I would take to my office, like pack it and eat over there, because it's difficult to get rid of that smell. So I have to start thinking of some other source of protein, which is, if not as good as chicken breast, but somewhere close to that. Now, turkey isn't available very easily in Dubai. Turkey breast. So you have your smoked turkeys, the slices and all, but that has other ingredients in it. I would rather have the turkey breast than just turkey leg or something, right? But it's not easily available, and where it is available, it's extremely expensive. It's quite expensive. So while I do this transformation journey, I have to make sure I don't end up spending a lot of money on the food that I consume. I want to make sure of that, right? It has to be uh, how do I say this? It has to be cost effective. And so I have to pick a source which not only is as good as chicken or close to chicken, but also I have to make sure that from the cost point of view, every gram of protein that I get is as close to the chicken that I was getting. Uh, I just like calculating and making sure uh, I'm doing everything efficiently. So whether it comes to energy, whether it comes to time or financially, I make sure everything is done efficiently. I could go with salmon and all the other sources, because I don't want to do that just because I want to make it a lifestyle, right? So because this is going to be my next source of protein for a couple of years, and eventually once I'm done cutting, then I'll try to put in like 3 or 4 different sources. But at this time, I'm trying to be efficient. For every dirham or dollar I spend, I want to be efficient about it. So I haven't thought about it. I'm trying to search the other sources of protein, and I'm going to check how easily available those are. So this has been the update for day 7 and day 8. It was a crazy kickboxing workout. I'm gonna show you the workout after this, and I'll keep you guys posted, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.